Sri Sai Ram, I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Swami. It gives me great pleasure to talk about some of my moments with Swami. I have never seen Swami in his physical form, but I have certainly experienced his presence, and I feel a deep connection with him and feel that he has really seen me and that I have seen him, and that I know him. One way that I have deeply connected with Swami has been through his photographs. First photograph that I used to look at a lot, actually, in meditation in the mornings, is the one with Swami standing with his hands in gentle repose. And in fact, you can see that just behind me here. Something about his face, it's like I could feel warmth, compassion, deep love, and as if he knows about the deep pain that there is in the world. And he just pours his love over all of us. So with this particular photograph, I used to just meditate with him, and all my sorrows from my past, they would just come up, and I felt as if there was great healing as I processed my past. Such a beautiful photograph. Another very, very powerful photograph that I found was the one in Colwant Hall when I went there for the first time in 2014. And I do remember looking up at this wonderful big photograph of him. And his eyes, they pierced my eyes and my heart with, it's like, what is it? I can't explain it really, but this penetrating love. What can I say? I mean, really, really sheer delight on his face that I was actually there. And it went right into my heart. So for me, when I look at Swami, when I think of Swami, I think of deep peace, love, compassion, and also a playfulness that comes from him. And I do feel as if he looks at me with warm curiosity and keen interest. So in the mornings, I look at his form, his beautiful form, and connect with him. I close my eyes, and quite often, actually, as I meditate, I imagine that he's sitting, meditating with me. Again, I find that wonderfully calming, and I can just sink into his presence. I share with him my joy and also my sorrows, and I do feel he really listens to me and responds to me. I'd like to give you a few examples of where I feel he has really listened to me. And like, for example, one morning in meditation, I said to him, you know, even if I'd come to Prashanti when you were in your physical form, how would I have known that you were really looking at me and not someone around me? And that night, I had a dream. And in that dream, I was sitting in Colwant Hall, and Swami then walked along a few rows in front of me, turned towards me, and looked me deeply in the eyes. He then put his head to one side and looked at me deeply in the eyes, turned his head the other way and looked at me deeply in the eyes. And then he smiled and walked along the rest of the row. my God, I tell you, I woke up the next morning feeling really seen, and I had really seen him. Another time, I was talking to Swami in the morning, and I said to him, I love dancing, Swami, and I used to dance a lot, and I don't dance so much anymore, but it was really my passion. And that night, I had a dream, and once again I was in Prashanti, and I was walking alongside this building on the corner with a window, and I saw Swami in there, and I thought to myself, Swami, how can you be there? You're not in your physical form. Anyway, I turned around the corner and the door was ajar, and I went in and Swami was there, and I remember that we talked for a while, and then he held my hands and he just sort of almost waltzed, little dance, very simple, few steps to the right, few steps with the left, looking at me. And I said to him, Swami, I love dancing. And he said, I know, you told me this morning. That is why I'm dancing with you now. So again, the next morning I woke up with that, and I just thought, you really hear me, and you respond. So a couple more examples really of Swami listening to me and responding was another time in Prashanti Nilayam. I was sitting in Corwant Hall, and I remembered again praying to Swami that morning, and I said to him, Swami, do you still want me to work with children? But I'm not sure now. Please tell me if you'd like me to work with children. And then what happened was, just a couple of minutes later, I opened my eyes and there were children playing around me, quite a lot of children, just around me. And I said to him, okay, you have definitely given me your answer. And I continued then to work with children for a few more years. Anyway, the pandemic came, and I stopped working with children, and I was working more then with adults. And another time in the Western Canteen, I remembered saying to Swami again in my heart, and looking at his images on the walls there, and I said, I'm not sure where I'm going with my work, Swami. I could do with some guidance as to how maybe you would like me to work. And what I noticed was that my work definitely started to change into something more natural to me. And I started working more with the arts and in therapy with the adults. And it also included some of Phyllis Crystal's visualization healing methods, which I know at some point Swami had blessed. And also some mindfulness in there too. And so I looked at that. I thought, that is interesting. My work is definitely changed into a way that I'm enjoying much more. A little while later, I was thinking to myself, you know what, I need some more clients. So clients who would actually like what I now have to offer and would really benefit from it. And once again, I said to Swami, I could really do with you sending some more clients to me, send them in my direction. Would you do that? And I would say probably after 3 more months, I looked back, and once again I realised that all my clients had been in the arts and had been drawn to me because of my arts and spiritual approach to psychotherapy. And one client just the other week said to me, "I'm so pleased I found you." It sort of feels a bit to me, I know it sounds silly, but it sounds to me a little bit like divine intervention. And I just smiled at her and I said, yes, it does feel like that, doesn't it? Divine intervention. And afterwards I said, Swami, thank you. Thank you again. This is all down to you, Swami. So one final thing really is sometimes there's a sense that, maybe I'm upset or something and I want to pull away from Swami. There was an occasion at Okhanda Bhajan, and I think it was last year or the year before now, I can't remember. But I do remember I just spoke to him and said, "I need to go now, Swami." And I remember moving across the room, further away, with the intention of leaving. Again, I looked up at this beautiful, majestic picture that we have in central London, SAI Centre. And it's like his eyes really held my eyes. And I felt as if he wouldn't let me go. And there was a feeling of that he pulled me across the room back to the centre, and then pulled me back to sit in front of his picture near the front. And I really couldn't take my eyes off him. And he said to me, this is what I heard from the inside: no, I know you're upset and I know you want to go, but I want you to stay. I stayed. I just surrendered and felt this deep peace come upon me. So, my message to you all is, Swami knows each of you deeply. Talk to him, because he really, really listens. Visualize him in front of you and talk to him. He will hear you. Whenever you feel sadness or difficulty, talk to him and say to him, "I do not know what to do, Swami. Please show me what to do," and offer it to him. Put it in his hands and surrender everything to him, and he will help you. And this has been very much my own experience. Om Shri Sai Ram.